Let me introduce you to my sister, Emma Marchant.
I'm Emma Marchant and I am Director of Flavour and Fragrances.
Let me introduce you to my nephew, Matthew Sanderson.
My official title is a Sales Manager on the Fragrance and Flavour side.
Let me introduce you to my father.
My name is Kendrick Gilks, and my wife Marguerite and I founded Stort Chemicals in 1981.
I'm Richard Gilks. I'm the Managing Director of Stort Chemicals Limited, a distributor of speciality raw materials, mainly for the coatings, flavours and fragrance industries in the UK. We prefer ourselves to see an extension of the supply chain.
So we are the people who are in touch with the customers here in the UK, and we are selling them the materials from our suppliers.
My name is Richard Meyer. I'm Head of Sales Western Europe for the company Vibrance Technologies. Our company manufactures colorants and tinting systems, and we provide software solutions as well for the tinting industry. You would see our colors, for instance, in Buckingham Palace. Stort feels like an extension of our own company.
The people we sell to are formulators of paints, adhesives, inks, flavours, fragrances in the UK who needed specific raw materials to make their product.
That's been in the news more, hasn't it, because of COVID and lack of sense of smell and taste. For many people, obviously, it's been temporary, but I think everyone has realised how awful it is not to be able to smell your cup of coffee in the morning, not to be able to smell your partner or your children when you kiss or hug them goodnight.
Imagine a UK with no flavours. You know, you go to your favourite bakery, you go to a birthday party, and there's a lovely chocolate cake, but it just tastes bland.
We are in a very challenging environment in many ways because some of the products come from China or India or even further afield, and of course at the moment there are many issues with supply, delays, problems with ports, problems with shipping. This has been caused mainly by the pandemic, but of course Brexit hasn't helped that at all.
Customers do think it's pretty normal that they receive their products in time, and that under today's circumstances is not a given at all. So the biggest challenge is to get the material in time at the customer.
I've never seen a year like it. Logistic costs are going up, inflation's going up, raw material costs going up, energy prices are going through the roof.
The majority of our customers are SMEs, having to deal direct with suppliers in markets such as China or India or America, even from continental Europe. And these suppliers don't want to sell small amounts of product to the UK. They want to sell container loads, or they want to sell half container loads. And most of our customers don't have the capacity to buy large amounts of raw material. What we're very good at is bringing material into the UK, having it in our warehouse, breaking bulk, having it available for our smaller and medium-sized customers on 1 or 2 days delivery time.
We depend very much on a distributor that is willing to stock, have sufficient stock available, so at least they can supply their customers in time.
Because we're servicing everybody from the guys who sort of taught themselves how to do perfumery in their back shed to the multinationals.
We've been using the same warehouse and logistical team, HW Coats, that we have been since my granddad started, another family company.
We have to handle them very carefully, and there's legislation that has to be followed to do it properly. And we know that Coats do that 100% correctly all the time.
You either tick the boxes or you don't. There is no middle ground. We have to ensure the staff are trained in health and safety and chemical awareness. We have to ensure that the premises are bunded to save any issues with spills, containment.
So we can sell everything from, synthetic tasting vanillas to go into soft scoop ice cream to an Oris Pallida, which comes from an iris in Tuscany that's worth 25,000 euros a kilo, that will be going into, some beautiful bespoke fine fragrances.
Over the last 18 months, one of our largest volume products is a certain polyurethane resin, which is used in resin-bound paving. So a lot of people during the pandemic had their driveways redone using this technology, which is a polyurethane resin with aggregates to create a very nice, smooth surface. But again, we had some customers who would take it in 7, 8, 9 ton lots, but some customers only wanted 1 or 2 drums. So again, we were bringing in 22 tons, putting it in our warehouse and selling it as smaller amounts than the customers would need to buy in one go. We call them our principals, and they work with us exclusively in the UK. Because if a sales manager for a larger company sits in front of a customer, they may have 200 suppliers to represent. We try to keep our supplier portfolio small, dedicated. Their products get the attention they deserve.
They have, for instance, a dedicated salesperson that is just focusing on our products, which is very, very good.
We can take the risk away from our suppliers by projecting the correct amount of materials, contracting accordingly, bringing things in bulk, being able to hold them here, and then taking that risk away, and our suppliers then know that we've got the UK market looked after for them.
Married a lady from Birmingham, actually, and we had 53 years of perfect marriage. We started in our house, which is a real challenge for my wife, Marguerite. She had 3 school-aged children to look after. We started with a turnover of 0. We hit the million target first in 1987. It grew like Topsy.
All I can really remember is coming to see my grandparents here in the company on a Wednesday afternoon. Obviously over time, my uncles come in, my aunties come in.
Suggested to my father that it might be a good idea if I joined the company. He suggested that it was good if I went off to do an MBA for a year.
We had a massive party. We had 150 friends. They're all friends, and their family and their partners. I announced that I was stepping up to chairman, and the managing director would now be Richard.
My father contacted me to sort of say that the fragrance side was getting bigger. He wanted somebody to come and help sell with him on that side. We came back from Australia and I started working with my father.
And it's grown then in 40 years from a company in my parents' front room to a 20 million turnover group now.
It's been a roller coaster ride, but a marvellous roller coaster ride. I'm proud of it.